Okay, this is part two in regards to the contradictions. Okay, so I understood what Gotti Bikini was saying with racial hierarchy, right? I completely understood her. A lot of people, I don't think, understood her, and they're telling me I didn't get her, but I got her. What she was saying is because of racial hierarchy, you have, pretty much the undesirable white women who feel like they can get the best and brightest of black men and that they can trump a well put together black woman simply because white is better. So the black woman may have her beat in every area, but because she's white, that somehow gives her points and that gives her the edge over black women. Now, do these women actually get the best and brightest of black men? No, because the men do have options because of their success. So even though she feels like she can get those men, it doesn't mean that they are getting them. I understand that, I understand that part. But it was said that the regular average, black dude, which I'm a part of, sees the whole idea of white being superior, and we would rather go with a undesirable white woman because her whiteness trumps a well put together black woman. Right? Because of racial hierarchy. So we buy into the whole idea of, whites being above blacks because, the average black dude goes after the undesirable white woman who can't get the best and brightest of her own men. Right? Now, it's not going on. So our issue or our communication was based off of me saying that that's not what's going on. But even if it was, I understand where she's coming from. So I understand her logic, right? Her example works, but her example is not something that's going on in my opinion, right? So I think that's where we, there was a miscommunication and, I think I know I messed up, at certain areas, but I think people didn't understand that I understood what she was trying to say. Right? Now, obviously racial hierarchy is bad, right? And the whole idea of black men, average black men trying to date up for white women, right, reestablishes racial hierarchy, and it's a negative. It's clearly a negative, right? As a black dude, I wouldn't disagree. Even though it's not going on, if it was, I'd be the first one saying this is wrong. Brothers, we need to not think this way. We have to make ourselves stronger. Marrying outside the race isn't going to, move us up on the social ladder, right? So it's negative. But the crazy thing is and here's the contradiction. The women put a spin on it, right, when it comes to them doing it. So when it's flipped around, all of a sudden, it becomes positive. What do I mean? Okay, first off, if racial hierarchy, according to how Gotti Be Kidding Me put it, and other people, pretty much co-signed, then the average white dude, okay, should feel like he trumps, right, a well put together black man in terms of what he has going on, right? Let's be real. I'm not saying, he's down and out, but I'm saying, the undesirable white guy, or maybe not even undesirable, but the white dude that doesn't have money. Because let's be real. To be that upper echelon type of white dude, you have to have looks and you have to have money, right? It is what it is. And typically, the upper echelon dudes, right, they get the best and brightest of white women, okay? What a lot of people don't know is that white people are very, very exclusive when they know they have power and they know they have resources. So it's not enough just to be cute, right? You just can't be a cute girl. Where do you come from? Right, the dudes from Newport Beach, which is, an affluent area in Southern Cali, aren't going to go for, the chicks from the valley or the chicks whose dad is a truck driver and their mom is a waitress, right? They want to go with the girl that has money and looks. So even if you are a attractive white girl, right, you may not have access to those, Abercrombie, Wall Street type of white men, right? But even then, you at least have a shot if you are pretty enough and you can fit into his world. A lot of people didn't pick up on that dynamic in The Family That Prays. That's the movie with Sanaa Lathan. They didn't pick up on, the white dude that she was messing with. His white wife, she was trailer park trash, but she was cute enough and, she was able to fit into his world. That's why he married her. A lot of people didn't pick up on that. So if you're the average white dude, are you getting the best and brightest of white women? Right? Probably not. right? Because there has to be a financial component. You know, white people, they place a price on beauty. So if you're an attractive white girl, you're like, you know what? My beauty has a price. I'm going to get the best and brightest. Even at my gym, you know, you'll have the attractive white girls, and they know what they want. They're going to go after the dudes with money. So the dudes who have the S5 and the Audis, they're going after those dudes, even though they themselves are not part of that world. But they know that they're pretty, and in, you know, America, you know, there's a beauty, there's a price attached to white beauty, right? So if you're just the average hardworking white dude, do you have access to the best and brightest of white women? No, you don't. But because of racial hierarchy, you know that you can get a black girl because your whiteness should trump, right, the best and brightest of black men, right? And oftentimes you'll hear the women say, oh, you know, white men are better, they have more power, they have more options. And in reality, the black women that I see with white men are with average white dudes. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not trying to knock these men, but they're with average white men, middle ground, you know, and these men aren't necessarily the upper crust. Right? Most white women don't have access to the upper crust of white men. Most Asian women, most Indian women. So it's not a knock. I'm not saying this to put down black women. I'm just being truthful. Because the upper echelon white dude, I'll admit, he's at the top of the food chain. Right? And he can have whatever filter he wants. So the vast majority of white women and non-black women, they're going for the average dude. You know, maybe he's slightly above average, you know, decent job, but that's what they're going for. Right? But at the end of the day, he's not getting the top-notch upper echelon of white women who know that their beauty has the dollar component to it, right? So you have that going on. So based off of the whole racial hierarchy, the way Gotta Be Kidding Me put it, then the average white dude should feel like he trumps the well put together black guy, right? Does that mean he's going to get that? Maybe, I don't know. Because we do have black women who have clearly said white men have more power, they have more options, you know, they appreciate this, and, you know, they're just doing better, and they own, and they have networks, and all this other good stuff. Now, and you've had the average black woman say this. So you've had the average black woman say, right, I want to increase my social status by getting with a white dude, an average white dude, right? Now, they can say he's above average, but in reality, he's average. I'm going to increase my stature because they have more power. They have more mobility. They're in the neighborhoods that I want to be in, right? So they're saying that they want to date up. They believe in the racial hierarchy. White is above black, right? And they want to date that because it will benefit them. Now, when it's with men, it's negative, and I agree. But when it's with the women, it's automatically positive. Does that make much sense to you? It's automatically seen as positive. Aren't you saying that you're trying to increase your place in America because you know white is above black, right? Aren't you buying into that same system you're saying black men are doing? And it's negative when we do that, of course. But aren't you doing the same thing? You'll see the PhD black woman, the master's degree black woman, you know, the Essence, Ebony magazine woman, you know, they have the article, oh, you know, we need to explore our options, you know, we need to seek white men and all this other good stuff. Okay, but aren't you buying into the whole idea of racial hierarchy the way you put it? It's the difference, it's different to say, I'm going to go with who likes me. I'm going to go with, you know, whoever I can find. Right? You have women who will do that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But then you have the women who will come on and say that, yo, white men have more power, you know, they're just doing better, they can provide. And I'm like, oh, okay, so you're buying into the whole racial hierarchy. You're saying you're trying to date up, and you are reestablishing the whole idea of racial hierarchy. So why isn't it seen as negative? Why aren't the women being called out on it? Right? So, you know, like I said before, to me, that's the contradiction. Right? You know, you're getting our double standard, whatever you want to call it. You know, you're saying that racial hierarchy is bad, and you highlight it with what average black men are doing. But then all of a sudden it becomes positive when average black women say they want to date up, right? And they'd rather go with the white dude who can do more for them. So you guys tell me. Y'all take it easy. I'm trying not to go over 10 minutes. God bless.